Today, on Be Something Wonderful, the manifesting technique that never fails, even when all else does. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and these are the studios of Be Something Wonderful, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning, and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. We have a big video for you today. One of you reached out, and it was definitely a cry for help. And we get that. And this is what you said. I tried everything you and others said to do and still failed. It didn't happen. It didn't work. I didn't manifest anything. Think about this. Why is that? Because it's not about trying or doing anything. It's not about manifesting or making something happen out there. Right? Remember, there is no out there, as John Wheeler and Bashar said. Reality, or your experience of reality, is a reflection or projection of who and what you're conscious of being. So the question is, who and what are you conscious of being? You're conscious of being and aware of being a failure. You're conscious and aware that something didn't happen in a past that doesn't exist, that something didn't work. In a past that's just an illusion, that's not what it seems, that something didn't manifest, or I didn't manifest anything, in some reality that appears to be out there, but it's you. You are the process, you are the technique. You're creating that entire life experience right now, past, present, and future, by that story. Do you see that? I really want to be clear here. There's no past where something happened or didn't happen. You create that past or that idea from this present moment. You remember, the past and future are just ideas and how you experience yourself as reality. But it's all in the now moment. There's no future where it comes or a past where it didn't happen. It's all happening right now as you. As one of you said, one of you creators said, I am the happening. You are the happening. In other words, you are reality. And every time you look, it changes because you looked, because you are reality, because you are that substance, that source, that creator, that one reality. So it's not about any of that. Those ideas that it didn't manifest or it didn't happen or it didn't work or it's not working or I've been trying and doing things. It's none of that. It's always about being. Right? I am never fails. I am never ever fails. It's the only technique that never ever fails. Do you see it? Every other technique or process that all of these channels and all of these books and all of these gurus and coaches talk about, and we even talk about some processes, but they're all concessions to the idea of the physical linear experience, the idea that you're separate from source, the idea that somehow you're lacking something. They're all concessions to that physical experience of separation from the source and the creator that you are. They're permission slips, right, as Bashar calls them, to believe that those will create what you want and desire. But what you want and desire is already created. You're already it. It's already within you as you. So it's about being that person, being that identity, being that version of you for whom and through whom everything always works out. For whom and through whom everything you want and desire manifests and happens. I am never fails. It's instant. It's complete, it's whole, it's fulfilled in this moment as you say, I am. And it doesn't require you to believe it because it's belief itself, it's faith, it's beyond belief. Right? Remember, what you believe, what you're aware of, and your awareness is I am. So when you declare I am, that's the truth of reality. And what you declare as your truth creates your experience. I've showed this many times. That's the ultimate truth of reality, all that is. What we call God or existence, or the one divine mind, or the one universal mind, or that one, or some refer to it as the universe, but the universe is within that. right? Universe is just an idea, a manifestation of this all that isness, right? God said to Moses, I am that I am. That's reality. That's ultimate reality, complete love, right? Essence of all that isness. The completion, the fulfillment that you are, that peace and love that passes all understanding. That's what you are. Then you create an experience of that by taking on a certain perspective or viewpoint or vantage point of all that is in all that you are. Seeing yourself through some concept or image of who you are, right? But remember, it's just you as absolute, utter fulfillment, experiencing yourself as that fulfillment. It doesn't mean you're ever less than all that you are. You're taking on a certain viewpoint. So it's never about doing anything, doing what people tell you to do, or affirming what people tell you to affirm, or trying this technique or that technique. Nothing's wrong with any of those, but they're just permission slips or concessions to the infinite being that you are. So the technique that never fails you is, I am that person that I've always desired to be. I am who I imagine myself to be. I am who I affirm myself to be. I am who I script myself to be. I am who I meditate to be. Whatever technique you use, start with that. I am already that person that I desire to be. I already have those things that I want and desire. I already am that identity that I want and desire to be. It's about who always. You're always choosing. You're always deciding who you are through your assumptions and your definitions and your beliefs of who you believe you are in your reality. The ultimate truth is you're already all that is. What's your truth? What are your assumptions and definitions of who you are in your reality? The greater the definitions of it, the greater the assumptions, the greater experience of reality that you will create for yourself. But it doesn't make you ever less than who you are. That's why I am never fails. I am is instant. I am, it's beyond instant, right? And the idea of instant is even a concession to the experience of time, space, and change. You're that changeless, awesome, ultimate, infinite being that doesn't need anything. And in every moment, as you frame your experience of reality, right, this imaginal image of who you are, whether you imagine it or affirm it or just declare it, you create in that moment and in every moment, you're shifting and manifesting an entirely new experience of all that you are. This different perspective or viewpoint or vantage point. And this creates a horizontal linear experience of who you were, who you are, and who you will be. In this moment, in that linear experience of that physical experience of who you are, who you were, and who you will be, is all created in every moment right now. Right now. There's no past that's fixed. There's no future to hope for. It's all right now. You create it. But it's changing. Those are just ideas based on who you're being right now. The past, present, and future is now, right? There's nothing to do. There's nothing to hold on to. There's nothing to let go of. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to improve. There's nothing to forgive. There's nothing to ignore. There's nothing to get rid of. There's nothing to change. There's nothing to avoid. There's not even anything to manifest or create. That's why I am never fails. It's the technique of techniques. I am that I am. I am that person I always desired to be. That's the command that reality forms and yields and coalesces around that declaration, around that command, around who and what you say you are. Everything, your entire life experience forms around that. It's not about the processes or what we remember. We don't really ever tell you to do anything. We just tell you who you are, right? We try to get you to remember who you are, that infinite being. We always point back to that. Yes, we give you some ideas occasionally on processes and techniques, but we always say that you're it. You're the process. So it's always about who are you. That technique never fails. I am that I am. But as soon as you look out there for evidence and proof, now you're saying I am not that. I am not that, so I need proof or evidence that I am that. So I'm going to look out there. Declare that I am, and that's it. And reality will yield to that. The circumstances and conditions will yield and form and coalesce around that state of being. So, I am never fails. It's about being that identity and version of you who's whole, healed, complete, and fulfilled, regardless, as we talked about in the last few videos, of prevailing conditions and circumstances. Regardless of those seen appearances of people, events, and things, and those unseen appearances of thoughts, feelings, and sensations. They're all appearances within the awareness that you are. Your reality. Those are temporary, changing appearances within the reality that you are. I am that I am. And then you have these both seen and unseen appearances, aspects or points of that one divine mind. Right? All images exist. All possibilities exist in potential. So that's what it means. That's what it means to judge righteously or to judge with righteous judgment. Because above it all, above these appearances, the people, events, and things, and the unseen appearances of thoughts, feelings, and sensations, they're all appearances within awareness. Not just seen, but unseen. Right? They're all appearing and changing. Right? And remember, what changes is not real. What's real doesn't change. So what's real or what's reality? You are. I am. I am as that pure blank screen of consciousness or awareness that never changes. That is all that is. All power, all creative power and substance is you as that I am awareness. So above the right and wrong, above the good and bad, above the wanted and unwanted, the positive and the negative, the desired and undesired, is I am. So above all of that, I am. Conditions are conditions, but I am. Circumstances are circumstances, but I am. Right? Above it all is that innate, inherent desire and impulse and urge to know yourself as the creator, as source, as all that is. That's what I am is. It's the I of existence, the isness of reality. Being conscious of itself or aware of itself as all that is. I am. I am. I exist as existence itself. I exist as all that is. That's why it never fails. When you decide or condition that according to your truth or what you want to experience as that all that isness, that must be your reality. It must form around that. Because there's no out there that has a free will of its own. There's no 3D physical reality that has a will of its own. It's a projection or reflection of you. So above it all is you. That's what to judge with righteous judgments means. That's your reality, that the right and wrong and the good and bad and the wanted, unwanted, the positive and the negative, the desired and undesired, above all of that, above all of those judgments is I am. Righteous judgment. I am the source. I am the creator of it all. That these are just changing appearances, that I give meaning to reality. I give reality all the meaning that it has. Existence in life has no meaning other than the meaning I give it. And the meaning I give it is how I experience myself as that one divine mind, as that one substance, as all that is, as everything, everywhere, all at once. That's how I experience myself, by deciding my perspective or viewpoint or vantage point of all of it. But none of it has any built-in meaning other than you, other than that inherent or innate desire or impulse to know yourself or to be conscious of yourself or aware of yourself as source, as consciousness, or as awareness, or as life. That's powerful. So I am never fails. That's your process. That's your technique. It's your absolute power and authority over your reality regardless of the circumstances. Wow. That's why Jesus said to Pontius Pilate when they captured him, this is the metaphysical lesson in Scripture. Jesus as your I am awareness. Pontius Pilate as the changing circumstances and conditions, both seen and unseen, thoughts and feelings, and people, events, and circumstances. All of those. And Pilate, the circumstances are trying to talk to your I am awareness. They're trying to influence your I am awareness. And Jesus wasn't having any of it. Your I am awareness not answering. And Pontius Pilate said, what? You don't speak to me? Don't you know I have the power to crucify you or set you free? And then, of course, Jesus, your I am awareness, finally answers, demonstrating it's a perfect demonstration of denial. Denying that Pilate or those conditions or circumstances have any power over him or authority. Not that the circumstances are not there. Those changing forms are always there. Those forms of those appearances are there, both seen and unseen, thoughts and feelings, people, events, and circumstances. What he was denying is that they have any power or reality in his world, in his reality. That's what he was saying. You would have no power or authority over me unless it was given from above. Unless your I am awareness, unless you say so. That's why I am never fails. Doesn't matter what those circumstances are. I am God, I am source, I am reality, I am the creator, and there is no other. There's no other source, there's no other power, there's no other reality. I am that I am. It is I that gives life or reality in circumstances meaning. That's, again, back to the I am that I am. That's why I love that as an affirmation or a mantra. Because I am that I am. It is I that gives life or reality gives life, reality, and reality to the circumstances, gives all of it meaning. It is I that gives life, reality, and circumstances meaning. All the meaning that life has, reality has, the circumstances have, I give it that meaning as the I am awareness. In other words, you determine your entire life experience, not the conditions, not the circumstances. There's no built-in meaning. And I know you can argue for your limitations and say, well, what about this or what about that? That certainly has an effect on me. You decide it all. That's what free will means. You have the free will to choose your experience of reality as reality. Your experience of life as life itself. You're all of it. It's the absolute freedom to be whole, healed, and complete and fulfilled anyway, no matter what the circumstances and conditions are appearing in my experience. Wow. Do you see it? That the conditions don't determine who you are, you do. Determine that you are already healed, whole, complete, and fulfilled, no matter what. And then those circumstances or conditions that are always changing anyway must form and coalesce and yield to that knowing, to that absolute choice, that choice for you to be that person you've always desired to be. That's what free will is. It's your absolute freedom. I am is absolute freedom. When you need something outside or apart from being, I am, or all that is, or all that you are, you're creating the experience of attachment. When you need something outside or out there, or apart from being already whole, healed, complete, and fulfilled, or you need something to be whole, healed, complete, and fulfilled, then you're creating the experience of attachment. That's what attachment means. I am means you need nothing except that awareness. That was the message in that show, The Chosen, the story of Jesus, the life of Jesus, or the life of your I am awareness. As he says to the paralyzed man, you need nothing. This pool does nothing. This pull means nothing. You only need me. To be fulfilled, to be complete, to be whole, to be healed, to get up and pick up your mat and walk, you only need me. You don't need the outside circumstances to be different. You don't need to wait for the pool, for the waters to start moving, to get into the pool like the paralyzed man. It's just you as I am awareness. That's powerful. And when you create this idea that you need something out there to be different, to be fulfilled, to be whole, feel complete, you're implying that you don't have the free will or freedom to choose otherwise. Do you see it? You're saying I won't be fulfilled or complete or whole or healed until those circumstances are different. So you're saying you don't even have the free will to choose something different other than what you say you want. Do you see this? You're creating that idea. That's what creates the experience of attachment. Right? You're implying that you don't have the free will or freedom to choose otherwise. That I need this. And I don't have the free will not to need it. Wow. That's what that's implying. I don't have the free will to not need that, to choose to not need it. I need it or else. I won't be fulfilled. I won't be complete. I won't be whole. That's attachment. Right? And so I am that I am. I could never be less than all that is. I can never be more than all that I am right now. I am all of it. That's you. Failure is impossible. I am is the ultimate process that never fails. Right? Manifesting and creating, or in other words, being aware and conscious of yourself from infinite different perspectives or viewpoints is your nature as all that is. That's what consciousness and awareness does. That's the meaning. That's the true meaning of self-love. Love being aware of itself as love. I am is self-love. Do you see all of these books and all of these things about, loving yourself and creating and improving your self-concept or fixing your self-concept where there's nothing to fix? I am is an absolute, pure self-love or the pure ultimate ideal or self-concept of who you are. I am. Right? It's the will that is forever free of life or existence to know itself as that livingness of consciousness, to be conscious of itself, awareness to be aware of itself, the I to be I am. Wow. That's what love does. It just loves. It knows itself as existence. That's what all of this is about. That's why I am never fails. Everything else is a concession. That's what free will is. That's what freedom is. It's the will to choose, to be forever free from anything having or needing to be different than it is. Because when you're free from that, then everything forms around that idea, that I am awareness, right? You as that ideal. Everything must form and coalesce around that. To know yourself as the livingness of life, or life or existence to know itself as the livingness. For consciousness to be conscious of itself, for awareness to be aware of itself, for the I to be I am. That's what all desire is. It's simply to know yourself as that source. Not to judge it or condemn it or want it to be different, but to know yourself as this I am. So you have the God-given free will to be whole, healed, complete and fulfilled anyway, regardless of the circumstances. Then everything you want and desire shall be added onto you or added to you. That's what the ancients meant. Seek first the kingdom, and everything else shall be added to you or added on to you. Because I am never fails. That's what the ancients were saying. It never fails. Seek the kingdom. Seek the knowing of I am that person I desire to be already. I am that I am. Then everything else will be added for you. It never fails because it's reality. It's existence itself. There's no such thing as non-fulfillment. There's no such thing as non-existence. By definition, non-existence doesn't exist. By definition, non-fulfillment doesn't exist. There's only fulfillment. There's only love. There's only worthiness. There's only I am. There's only you with everything you've ever wanted and dreamed of within you. It never fails. Stop giving your power and authority and free will away to the illusionary circumstances and conditions. And what I mean by that is those conditions and circumstances are not what they seem. That's what illusion means. There's a greater reality behind it. They're always changing. But what are they changing into? In every moment, those changing conditions and circumstances are changing into who and what you're declaring yourself to be, a conscious being. There's no past where something happened or didn't happen, or a future where something will happen. It's all happening through you as the happening itself. Those circumstances are being projected and reflected through you. But remember, they change as you change. They change as you decide what they mean. Conditions are conditions, but I am. Circumstances may not be perfect, but I am. People, events, and things and thoughts and feelings are always changing, but I am. But I am. I am the reality that doesn't change. I am that changeless reality. I am the center of it all. I'm the one that determines what reality means, what these experiences mean. Wow. I am that I am no matter what. So there you are as that great I am, the one divine mind, the one substance, the one thought of God, the one and only creator and source of everything you want. And then there's your self-concept or image or who you're deciding or choosing to be. It's not about how or trying or something that didn't or did happen in the past. It's about who you are right now. Choose. Who do you say I, the Son of Man, am, as the ancients proposed that question? Right? But who do you say I am? Remember, Jesus asked that question twice as the disciples were going off on a tangent answering that question. John the Baptist, Elijah, one of the prophets, this or that. You get to decide. There's nothing ever to do or hold on to or fix or improve or ignore or get rid of or change or avoid or manifest or create or not create. It's all happening now. You're the happening. Past, present, and future, your entire life experience is created and recreated in every moment of now. So forget about thinking that you're looking back at something. You're creating it right now. Decide who you are and persist in that assumption. Persist in that definition. Not because you need to get something. Not because you have to make something happen out there. But because you are reality. So everything must form around that. Do you see? It's because that's your choice, that's your preference, that's who you want to be. Do it for that, and then everything will be added to you. Because you are reality, you're all of it. That's the manifesting technique that never fails, even when all else does. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and these are the studios of Be Something Wonderful, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for joining us on our live event yesterday, Sunday. It was a great live event. We went almost an hour and a half answering your questions. We have our next live event in 2 weeks. So we're gonna try to have them more frequent. So pay attention. We're gonna have a notice come out, I think either today or tomorrow, with the date and time. But I think it's two weeks from now. It will be a Sunday at 12 noon time. So be sure to join us on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel if you're a member. If you're not a member, check out the link below. We also have a big video coming out on the Tom Kearin channel. If you haven't checked out or subscribed to the Tom Kearin channel, do it. There's some great content coming out. Again, it's me, but it's always in a different way, in a different format, in a different way of looking at this message. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.